check out this beautiful rose I picked up at Cedar Creek Plants in Athens. It is so pretty. It looks really tattered right now because it got attacked by thrips, but I think I've got it under control now, and I'll insert a picture of what it looked like before that. So that's kind of why the edges of the petals look tattered and they look a little bit funky. They're not normally supposed to look like that. And this rose is a Princess di Monaco. It's a grandiflora, so it's going to have clusters of flowers, which is perfect for arrangements. I love flowers or roses that have lots of clusters of flowers. And it's got some black spot fungus right now. I'm going to go ahead and treat that. It's a shiny foliaged rose, so I know that it'll get over it really easily. If you live in a hot and humid area like I do, you'll want to buy roses that have shiny foliage because they tend to fight black spot much better than any other rose. But here's what it looked like without the damage. And then here it is today. We're going to plant this up. It's got a little elm tree coming out of it that I'm going to rip out. I'm going to go ahead and cut off any damaged foliage from the black spot. I've already treated this, so it should bounce back pretty quickly here. I'm just using some scissors. After you do this, you want to make sure that you clean your scissors with like a hydrogen peroxide or some bleach before you use it on any other plants. Now I'm going to put a gopher basket on this beauty because I don't want the gophers eating this one. I'm doing this with all of my roses and all of my plants that gophers like to chew up, so you're going to see a lot of this in my future plantings. I use a bag that's much larger than the pot, and then I just backfill it with some soil. That way the plant can grow some thicker roots and become better established. I'm also going to be heavily mulching this rose, and I'm digging my hole twice as deep as the pot. And the soil right now is really dry around here, so I'm also going to put some water in the hole just to give this rose a good fighting chance since I am planting it in the summertime. Now, normally you wouldn't plant roses in the fall, or I'm sorry, in the summer. You want to plant them in the fall or in the spring, but if you are in Northeast Texas in zone 8A, I highly recommend planting your roses in early spring instead of fall because I've had so much success planting in early spring, and I have had very little success planting in the fall for some reason. I think in the fall it's really warm and then it suddenly turns winter, and I think that just tends to kill roses sometimes, especially ones that aren't established. So I find planting in early spring is my best bet. But if you're going to do what I'm doing and you need to plant a rose in the fall, pick a day where it's going to be raining or it's going to be overcast for a whole week. So in my forecast, we've got 7 days of rain coming up. So that's why I'm getting this in the ground now, because that's going to help the plant to not go into shock, and also it'll have a whole week to kind of root into some moist soil. And it's not going to do a whole lot of rooting in during that time because it's not very much time, but it will help it along the way. And I've found that when I do this, my plants always survive. So after that, you just want to make sure that you keep this watered. I probably won't water for quite a while after this week since we're getting so much rain. So to check the water in the soil, I'll just stick my finger in the soil. When it feels dry in the first in the top 2 inches, then I'll water it in pretty heavily. I always deep water my roses too. Keeping a nice heavy mulch around your roses will also help keep your plants from getting black spot fungus or any type of fungus or disease, because usually the diseases that roses get are from the soil, so you want to prevent any of that soil being splashed up onto the leaves, and mulch just helps to create a barrier. As you can see, the storm is rolling in, and I think we just heard the tornado sirens going off in the town over, so we're going to go ahead and head inside. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you like this rose, and we'll see you in the next one.